Welcome everyone to AJ's Diecast News and Reviews. I'm AJ, and today we will be checking out something new for the channel. We are going to check out a Matchbox moving parts car. The Matchbox moving parts cars are a step up from their mainline cars in terms of quality, but a step below the Matchbox Collectors series, which vary with metal chassis or rubber tires, and they come with a collector's box. So I guess you could say the moving parts line is right in the center. On average, as of Q4 2024, these go for $2.99 at most stores. They are called moving parts because, well, they have a part that opens or moves. This particular one we are going to look at today is new for 2025 and has an opening hood. It is the 2024 Ford Mustang GT. This particular car was picked up at a Fred Meyer department store. Much like Matchbox's rectangular boxed packages, the moving parts package now uses no plastic in the packaging, and the car itself is made of recycled metal. The car is even encased in a compostable material. As you can see, my car's compostable material is damaged, likely from someone trying to pull the car out and steal it at the store. Let's get this Mustang out of the box. Now a heads up, this compostable material is actually known to scratch some cars in their paint, especially on the roof and hood, so be very careful when taking it out. I'd recommend ripping the compostable material into small pieces instead of physically pulling the car out of the material.
See, I don't want to do that.
There we go, no scratches, hopefully. Here is the compostable material up close. It's sort of a styrofoam type product, but obviously compostable. It's more brittle and not as flaky as styrofoam. So, up front, we have the new 2024 Mustang front end. It has an aggressive grille and headlights. You can see the lower front grille has a spot for the sensor there right in the front, and has a nice grille mesh. The front grille features a honeycomb style mesh with the iconic Mustang horse logo in the center. The sides of the grille has the Mustang nostrils, if you will, as well as the new headlights that look more aggressive and as slanty as ever. Every car, it seems like, has to have angry headlights. On the hood, we see an air intake in the center and a nice big windshield, and inside that windshield you can actually see the hood hinges. They're red there on the outside edges. So, the unique opening part of this car is the hood. Let's open it up. Inside, we see a plastic modeled V8 engine. The underside of the hood is also detailed. Nothing extraordinary here, it's just a nice touch. Moving to the side, we see a sleek silhouette of the iconic Mustang body. We have 5-spoked black wheels. And there's a nice design line that starts from the front wheel well and runs up the door towards the back taillights. A nice sporty profile for sure. As we move to the rear, we see the Mustang's new refreshed rear end and taillights. I can't tell which state these plates are, but it appears to read GT69 N1L5? Not sure what that means. We also got a quad exhaust attached to the rear splitter, which is plastic. Actually, the base plastic runs nicely around the base of the entire car. There is a little spoiler that runs to the fastback style rear window, and the top angle is clean and looks good. Moving to the other side, we see a lot of the same from the other side. But now as we look inside, there's actually quite a bit of detail. I know it's hard to see, but you can actually see an infotainment screen on the dash. You got the steering wheels, etc. It looks good. The whole car looks good. Now, the plastic underside has some undercarriage details. It also tells us at the top that it's a 2024 Ford Mustang. Below is a Matchbox car number that reads MB1535, followed by the product number, which is JBW60. Those numbers are used for identification. Hardcore collectors can also use these codes for determining specific cars, especially if the car has multiple variants, such as, a single car with multiple colors. So that number can help specify which car this is. Beneath that, it reads 2023 Mattel, which we also have a little elephant icon, which simply tells us the car was made in Thailand. They like to be cheeky and put that on there. Beside that is a bunch of numbers, and that is actually Mattel Europe's Netherlands address. So there you go, you got a free lesson on the various codes on the car's underside. Overall, I love how this 2024 Ford Mustang GT turned out. I think it looks great, and the hood opening is a nice detail. Sometimes in lesser quality cars, you can see how poorly implemented opening parts are, like sometimes there's massive panel gaps. This car does not have any of that or look awkwardly designed. It looks like a 2024 Mustang, and the opening hood does not look out of place on it. The car also has a nice glossy coating, which can be felt protecting the various tampography around the car. Tampography or tampos are simply the style decal that Mattel uses on their cars. So like the headlights, grills, etc., So let's compare this 2024 Mustang to a 2024 NASCAR Cup Series Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Here is Michael McDowell's Loves Ford Mustang. He drove with Front Row Motorsports in 2024. This diecast is made by Lionel Racing. Let's compare how the Matchbox one looks to the Lionel Racing car. Now, of course, one is a street car and the other is a stock car race car, but from the side I can certainly see similarities. I especially see them along the front and rear clip of the car. It isn't as noticeable along the greenhouse, but the front side window matches up quite well. The stock car's front fender flares are far more pronounced, but both feature a thick rear fender haunch. Lionel's car is bigger, which leads me to believe that it's a more true-to-scale 1/64th scale car. I think Lionel's front end is more detailed, but it lacks the more intricate grooves and elevation changes that the Matchbox car has. Again, a lot of that comes down to a road car versus a race car. The hoods and windshields are not really alike, but I can kind of see similarities if we look at it from above. The stock car is more squared off at the windows, but it's close enough. The rears of these cars are very different, with the stock car being more rounded and flat in terms of grooves. The taillights are obviously just decals on the stock car, while the real Mustang has a grooved tail light. It goes in and out a little bit and is more sculpted in the rear end. The license plate area is similar between the two cars, but the stock car doesn't have decaled exhausts. Well, there you go. A comparison of two 2024 Mustangs by two different diecast manufacturers. And they both look great. Which one do you prefer? Who do you think did a better Mustang, even though they aren't a direct comparison? I think Matchbox did an awesome job with their 2024 Mustang GT. It looks good, and that vibrant red paint looks stellar. Not many cars are more American than this. Definitely a good value proposition at roughly $299. Hard to beat that. Well, that is all for this diecast review. Thanks again for watching. I'm AJ, and this was AJ's Diecast News and Reviews. See you next time.